angels willing to hold us in their arms. When our worth of stone, our ashes, and we both passed on. Let forever mean forever and carry on.
Good afternoon. Whoever thought of this Monday thing, I need to kick them in the nads. Oh my goodness, the weekend is over. That was kind of a grueling weekend. I was trying to keep up on things. I was trying to keep up on what was going on in Portland, which was just a bunch of chain yanking. Essentially, that's all I think it ever really is. Bunch of chest beating, you know. I'm the kind of person, pardon the language, but I'm a shit or get off the pot person. You know, and I think both sides are just yanking each other's chain. I think it's a bunch of chest beating. I think that they realize that the police are there and to some extent hide behind them. And I'm saying this for both sides, not just one. You know, that's just what I see. Often what I see is pretty unsettling for folks. Pissed off quite a few people this weekend, and I don't care. It's just the way it is. As I put out in one of the monologue videos not that long ago, it is time to separate the wheat and the tares. It's important. I also stated that I've been doing that for some time. Yeah, it's my job. How is it your job? Well, I'm going to explain that a little bit. And this is something that I thought long and hard about over the weekend. And I'm going to OPSEC myself a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Because I think it's important information that you should know. For me, it's worth that. And I'm not going to OPSEC myself enough to put myself or anybody else in any kind of risk. But I want you to know a little bit of procedure. Because it's important. It truly is important. So we'll get to that here in a moment. And we'll have a discussion of what I'm talking about and why. First off, I did shoot video for the percolator video. I just have to get it all seamed together, put together, and edited and all of that good stuff. So that is coming. I don't know why I haven't gotten it done. I actually did it Saturday, I think, is when I shot the video, or it might have been yesterday. Oh, Jen says yesterday. I don't know. One of those days. Anyway, so that's about ready to go. Today, I have to say, and I don't have this happen very often, but something happened today that made me pretty giddy. I almost squealed like a little schoolgirl, and that's not something that happens very often to me. But I'd received something in the mail that I was very, very excited about, and anyway, I'll show you a picture of it anyway. It's freaking awesome. Locker 9, which is one of the series from Franklin Horton. Absolutely incredible series. The man sent me an autographed copy of Locker 9, which is absolutely incredible. It is so highly appreciated, it's unreal. Most of the time I read Kindle books. I read books on electronic device. And it's cheaper, for one. It's much cheaper that way. I'm gonna have to change that. There are a couple authors, actually like 3 authors, that I do want to start getting their actual physical copies of their books, and this is one of them. So this gets me actually on a start in that direction. This is my first physical copy of my favorite books. So, but he did make it out to me and Jen. He said to Mike and Jen, "Thanks for reading my books. Best of luck with your business." I talked to him a little bit in Messenger about the merchandise business and whatnot. And he said, "Stay safe. It's a Crazy World, and then he signed it. So that is incredible. And like I say, it's so highly appreciated. It's unreal. I mean, that is like that's absolutely something that's cherished by me. So very good book series. I can't recommend it enough. If you are a parent, especially if you're a parent that's got children anywhere from junior high all the way up to college, you definitely, it's a must. You have to read the Locker 9 series. Very important stuff in there. I've tried, I don't know how many times to get Prepper Nurse 1 to pick it up, and to date, he won't. So it's on him. The information that is in here, even if you don't have a child that's school age, the information that's in here is just beyond words. It is absolutely beyond words. And that information, by the way, is in the first book. So even in the very first book, you run into the information that I'm talking about. The rest of the series is good too. But that first book, I was reading it and my jaw was open with the ideas that this guy had, the preparation that this guy had. Absolutely incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff. There's 4 books in the series right now, so it's up to 4 books. In fact, last weekend, I think it was, I was reading his the 4th book in the series. So I'm waiting for the 7th book of his one of the other series, the Borrowed World series. I think he said he's thinking sometime around late October, if I'm not mistaken, for that to release. So, and I'm desperately waiting for that to come out as well. So, anyway, it was a super cool day as far as that is. Let me go ahead and run over the normal stuff, and we'll talk a little bit about, well, why I'm an asshole for one. Oops, spacebar. Why I'm an asshole for one, and because there is a reason. There's multiple reasons actually, and OPSEC and why it's important to you, especially, and I mean with a huge capital E, if you have or are trying to form a prepper group. Very important, very important. This is one thing that will either completely make you fail or ensure that you're going to succeed. Important stuff. Important stuff. OPSEC is no joke. OPSEC is absolutely no joke. And because of recent events with us, I can give you a good example of why and why I do things the way that I do. Anyway, let me go ahead and run through the normal stuff. I'll make it super duper quick. Amazon affiliate, we are at $11.01, so not too awful bad. As you guys know, I'm going for the tactical pants at the end of this month. And then the follow-up, the next thing, which will be either the end of next month or I get enough money, which is like $80 before the end of next month. The next thing anyway, after the tactical pants is smartwatch. And I can't wait to show you how I'm going to incorporate that into prepping. So it is going to be a major benefit. And you'll see. The reason why I got to wait to go into a lot of detail is I don't know for sure which all apps are going to be compatible with it. So it's kind of a wait and see kind of thing. I know for a fact there will be a couple that will, like map apps, and I believe Zello will be compatible with it. But I know the Compass apps, or at least some of the Compass apps, will be compatible with it. But Zello I'm not 100% sure on, but that's one of them I can't wait to get it to see. But there's many other type of apps that I use in my mobile device, in my phone, to help with prepping, okay? And so you will see, I will show you just how many different uses a smartwatch will have. Folks, I know I talk a lot about EMP and stuff like that, but, that's only one thing that could happen, and it's not the most likely scenario. It's just not, Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, be pretty hosed if I had an EMP that I had to deal with. Yes, some of our stuff is semi-protected, not that good at protected. It may or may not survive. But like I always tell people, don't put yourself in a position to where you are totally dependent on technology. You're setting yourself up to fail if you do so. No matter what, even if it's not an EMP, you're setting yourself up for failure, because electronic devices go bad, just the way they are. When you're doing more things in harder ways, like say chopping wood or whatever the case, okay, you could very well chance breaking that electronic gear. So don't make yourself dependent on it. But anyway, just kind of giving you an idea of what's to come. So anyway, Amazon affiliate. We have a link in the description of the video. Also a link on the homepage of thewatchmannews.com right here. That will take you to Amazon. So if you use our link to go to Amazon when you go to buy your products, then you're good to go. And it won't cost you anything more. It throws a little bit our way for the sale, and it's highly, highly appreciated. We also have an Amazon store. Links in the description of the video, as well as right here on the homepage at thewatchmannews.com. Essentially the same idea, except that takes you to our Amazon store on Amazon. So, and we've got a bunch of different categories there with a bunch of different items in the categories. If you happen to buy an item out of one of the categories, same thing, doesn't cost you anything more, and it throws a little bit our way. So, highly, highly appreciated. We do have one other way you can support if you don't shop on Amazon and you'd like to help out. All this money goes towards prepping, folks, and I do review videos on this stuff. That's why I do this. So you also can go to thewatchmannews.com, and we have a donate link right there, right in the menu, or you can go to thewatchmannews.com/donate. Also, and I think the donate link's also in the description of the video. Anyway, when you click on that, either way you do it, that will take you to our PayPal donation page. So you don't have to have a PayPal account. You can just use a debit or a credit card. I always let people know that because they instantly think, oh my God, I got to have PayPal. No, you don't. Nope. Right here, you can do it as a guest. I always remind people it will say Transforming Disabilities up top. That is us. And it will say Purpose the Watchman News donation. That's how you know for sure you are in the right place. So never required, but always, each and every time is appreciated. So thank you. Thank you very much. Whether it be shopping on Amazon through our link or using PayPal to donate. Yeah? No, I do not have all the books yet listed on the Amazon because I am a slacker. I don't know if it's there or not. One second. Locker 9, the exact book that I just showed, yes, Locker 9 is there, but not the other 3 that's in the series. But if you click that, it will probably show you the other 3 of the series. So Locker 9 is there. Get out of here. And then, let's see, Grace Under Fire, Compound Fracture, and then there's a third one, the new one, which is Blood Bought. So, yeah, once you use that link to get to Locker 9, which is in our Amazon store, right down here is the rest of them. And they tell you, Grace Under Fire, it says Locker 9 Volume 2, Compound Fracture is Book 3 in the Locker 9 series, and then over here, Blood Bought is Book 4 in the Locker 9 series. So he also has the Borrowed World series, which is really, really excellent. That's what this book here is the first one of, the Borrowed World. And then Switched On, which is Book 6. That's the last one in this series. Not that he's going to do, but the last one that's released. And then he's got another series called Mad Mick. So, but yeah, that one is in there. Let me back up so you can see. Well, I've already clicked on it, but books right here. You just click on that, and I think I actually clicked. No, I didn't. Okay, here it is. But yeah, Locker 9 is indeed in there. So, Yeah, I am slacking. I got a lot of books to put in there. I got all of Angry Americans to put in there. I've got all of Franklin Horton's books to put in there. I need to get William Fortune's books in there. These are books that I've read, and I absolutely recommend them. Now, No Sanctuary is the series that I'm reading right now. I'm about halfway through it, and it's not bad. It definitely does not. It definitely does not stack up against Franklin Horton or Angry American or William Fortune, but it's not bad. Hey, I'm at least reading it. Most book series, I can't make it past. Yeah, I can't get through the first chapter because it's just so much BS. So there's a book series by Ryan Cho or something like that. He's the latest author that became a member of DD12, and I couldn't make it, I don't even think, to about the third or fourth page. And I'm like, yeah, no, not at all. The main character's name's Cincinnati, really. It was like prepper pop fiction or something. I don't know. It wasn't right. It just wasn't right. And you're going to find that. You're going to find your authors out there that actually put the work into it, actually do the research, actually know what the hell they're writing about. And then you're going to find authors out there that just want to write. If you're into absolute fantasy, then it doesn't matter, I guess. But I want things to be factual. And if I'm going to recommend it to you, I want it to be factual because, these books are very, very good learning tools in many, many ways, if they are done right. So you can definitely count on Franklin Horton. You can count on Angry American, which I think goes by A American when you look up his books. And you can count on William Fortune. So good stuff. Really good stuff. Okay, let me close these and have a sip of coffee, and we'll have a little bit of a talk. Okay, so here's the thing. Over the weekend, there had been a couple of people I pissed off with some news articles I shared out that weren't too favorable of Trump. And, I don't know what to tell people, but I don't beat the Trump drum. I never have, and I never will. I won't beat the drum of any of these politicians, okay? It's not that I'm a Trump hater. Has nothing to do with that, right? Nothing at all to do with that. But the reason why, and I said I'd explain a little bit why I'm an asshole. Folks, you have to look at my life, okay? I've had a family that's completely and utterly turned their back on me my entire life. Not just like lately or something like that. They were never there. They really and truly, they were never there. I had the same of friends. In fact, that was just displayed here recently, okay? Somebody that went to high school, know most of my life, right? Not only that, but we sat here and we had a conversation regarding what caused the issue here recently. We just had a conversation about it, right? And it's almost like he couldn't wait. Which I know that wasn't the case. I know he's about a quarter of as smart as what he thinks he is, and he didn't intend to do that. He just clicked share because that's his nature. Whatever. These are the reasons why I am the way I am. Okay? I've learned long ago that I can't rely on anybody to defend me but myself. Why? Because nobody was interested in defending me. Just the way it is. Now, your life may be a little different. I don't know. I sure to hell hoped so. Man, I hope it's not this way for everybody on this earth. I surely hope not. I know that there are better families, okay? But I've had to walk away from the situation to where my children were taken. because I don't have the money to fight it. And that's all it would ever be. It would be a non-stop battle in court. I don't have the money for that. And the damn state will provide her fees, her attorney, I should say. The state will provide her attorney absolutely free of charge. I know the game. I know the system. Right? There's hundreds of thousands of men going through the same thing. It's not just me. What am I supposed to do? Right? So yeah, it makes you a bit bitter. It makes you understand a part of reality about society that is just the sad truth. I can't change that. I'm one man. I'm not all of society. However, I seen this stuff a long time ago. I seen this stuff when I was back in high school. I seen how society was. The unfortunate thing is when I was back in high school, I was thinking, man, I can't wait to get the hell out of here when people grow up. High school followed me. Seriously. The high school mentality followed me out of high school into my adult life. Again, not my fault. I'm one person. I'm not all of society. So, I've always kind of had to have this posture, so to speak. Okay? And my biggest defense with other people, and you can find this by simply knowing me well, my biggest defense to others is telling the truth. People cannot handle the truth. They just can't. They can't. They will kick, they will scream, they will fight. They will not look at the truth. And I know I'm speaking to the choir here because, well, you look at our numbers. We're small. We've been doing this since 2014. We don't have a ton of subscribers, okay? We don't get a ton of views on our video content. We don't have a ton of live viewers. I appreciate all of you, by the way. But the reason why is because we tell the truth. People hate the truth. They hate it. They hate it. Because ego and pride is the most important thing ever. Right? No, it's not. No, it's not. It might be in a first world situation with a socially engineered populace. But it's far, far, far from anything of importance in what I see as reality. Now, I'm not trying to prepare myself for a posh, cushy world, right? To where I can go out to eat 5 times a day at different places and check in on Facebook, right? Not interested in that. I'm interested in what happens when whatever it is takes place and we're left to fend for ourselves. And that is what I've been preparing for. God, I couldn't tell you how long. I really couldn't. Really couldn't. Really hard since 2000. I can tell you that. After 9/11. Really hard. But I thought about it even prior to that. So, you have to understand my mind is automatically going to work differently than most people. Now, I told you I'm going to OPSEC myself just a little bit. Let me have a sip real quick. And it's a very little bit. Not a big deal. Here lately, the question, I mean, it's kind of simmered down a little bit as of real recent. But I've seen many prepper channels and stuff like that talking about people asking questions about forming groups. How do I form a group? How do I form a group? Well, let me tell you some things that you have to be careful of. And I said I'm going to OPSEC myself a little bit, but I'm not going to OPSEC my group. And that's what my conversation's about. Do not OPSEC your group. When you get that group started, okay, and this is what I see. I see people getting 2, 3 people or so in their group and being really excited, as you should be. As you should be, okay? But do not OPSEC them, please. Okay? Do not let new people that you talk to, and when I say new people, I mean people that you're considering for your group, whether you've known them all of your life, such as my case, or whether you just met them at a McDonald's on Main Street. Don't let them near your group. Don't even let them know about it. If you're in that situation that you can get away with that. I was. Okay? Yes, I have a group. I have a group of just over 80 members, ranking members, plus their families. Okay? I will not OPSEC them. OPSEC stands for Operational Security, is what OPSEC is. Sorry I didn't explain that. Operational Security. You want to be of utmost careful. Now, am I worried about the government? Nah, not really. I'll tell you what, I'm least worried about the government as what I am individuals out there that are either wannabe preppers or individuals that figure they just won't prep at all because they'll take it from somebody else. And that's why you want to be very, very, very careful. And let me explain that. Number one, you obviously know the reason why you want to keep it away from those that just want to take from preppers. But even the wannabe preppers, you have to be careful of. This is a lifestyle. This isn't a game. Okay? And, you know, there are a lot of people that put a whole lot of time and money into their items, into their gear, into their food, whatever the case may be. Now, I am in kind of a different position with what we do. As far as doing a news show, doing a prepping kind of survival type of show. So I'm a lot more honest with you guys than what you're going to find out there. And it is what it is. You know, we don't have a whole lot. I'm not jerking your chain when I tell you we've got maybe 3.5 months or so worth of food. Not jerking your chain. You guys know what type of items we have for the most part. Okay? I'm not saying that I've laid all of my cards out there because that would be stupid and foolish. But for many, many reasons. But you know, you guys, I review stuff and all that. And this stuff, folks, some of this stuff that we get and we review, that's all we have, okay? That's all we have. We don't have something, you know, like, and I just remembered, I never did review my knife, I don't think, okay? But that is my nice knife. My SOG Flash 2, you know? I mean, I don't really have Benchmade setting somewhere for when, you know, when the feces hits the high-speed oscillator. I don't really have feces, or not feces, Benchmade knives or, you know, whatever the case, hiding somewhere. No, that is my nice knife, quote-unquote, right? And I like it. I love it. But, you know, so I'm probably a lot more open about things than what a lot of people are. However, when it comes to your group, do not be open to nobody. Okay? Don't even be as open as what I am right now. But when I said I'm OPSECing myself a little, I mean a little. Okay? Because I guarantee you're not going to be able to track these people down as easily as one might think. Okay? Because we have some rules. And one of the rules, let me give you this rule, because this is a good rule. Okay? We are not connected on Facebook. No. Not any one of us. Not any one of us. We're not connected on any type of social media whatsoever. Now, we do have a way that we communicate. I am not going to tell you that way. Okay? Figure that out for yourself. Okay? I don't need to know how you do it. Nobody else needs to know how you do it. Okay? But you do need a way to communicate. And it doesn't just have to be face-to-face, but when you do communicate over digital form, do so very briefly. You know, hey, how you doing? How's things going? Did you get that project taken care of? Don't go into detail at all. Okay? I don't have to have group meetings. Okay? I don't have to have training day. Okay, why don't I need to do these things? Because these people are good at what they do. Okay, and if they want to get together, if the security team wants to get together, they want to go to the range or whatever the case, so be it. Have fun. Enjoy. Right? I'm not part of the security team. It's not meaning that I won't ever take any role of security at all, because everybody takes a role in security. However, I'm not part of the security team. Okay? I don't need to train so much in unison with those that are in the security team. Being that, you know, it's hard to explain how I've got this group set up. I do not want to be a leader. At most, I want to be an organizer. At the same time, it's not a democracy. Not whatsoever. And it may sound asshole-ish or controlling, but I'm the one that has the final say. Period. I don't play games with that. We have members that are very experienced, for instance, in military. I'm just giving you an example. Okay? I will not tell them how to do their job. Because how the hell would I know? How the hell would I know? Okay? But at the same time, they won't tell me how to do what I do. Okay? Which is problem solving and organizing. Okay? We don't overstep those. We've got all the required fields covered. We got medical covered very nicely. But back to my main point at hand, don't OPSEC your team. When you go to bring in new members, and again, I don't care if you reach it to the point where I've reached, which took a long time. This took a long time. This didn't happen overnight. Okay, I've been working at this for 2009? Yeah, 2009. I'd been working at this. It's quite a while. Well, 10 years. I don't care if you reach the level that I have, which is not a big deal. There's groups much, much, much larger than mine. Or if, like I was saying earlier, you've got 2-3 people in your group. Do not OPSEC them. I know you're going to be excited when you're starting out. And I OPSEC mine to an extent. I've made a lot of mistakes along the way. Okay? A lot of mistakes. And that's why I'm saying this stuff. Try not to make these mistakes. Luckily, the mistakes I made didn't come back to bite me. You may not be so lucky. But, when you go to bring in a new member, okay, you meet with them for a good long time. I would highly advise you to, in certain ways, put them in a position to where they're either going to show their ass or they're not. You don't want somebody that's full of themselves. You want to send them packing on down the road. Because I'm telling you right now, they're a liability. A huge liability. They are an absolute danger to your team. Somebody that's full of themselves is automatically going to be, they've got all the answers, they know what, and you're going to run into problems where they try to run over you. You're going to run into problems where they don't know how to open their ears, shut their mouth, and listen. You don't want that. You need a team of people. If you're the one that's calling the shots, you need a team of people that is going to shut up and listen. Now, I don't mean that it's entirely them shutting up and me speaking. Absolutely not. But if I'm telling somebody I need something done, you better bet your ass that's the way it goes. Just the way it is. You can't play games with this. You can't play games with this because you will put everybody at risk. Imagine that. Imagine having an entire team of people being at your bug out location and you've got that one individual that thinks they know better, and you've got your entire team working on plan A, and this one individual that knows better that's doing plan Z and creates a weakness for your entire group. Can't do that. So make sure you find out what these people are made of. Make sure of it. You know, this is an important topic, and I don't see it being discussed. Okay, I've seen a lot of people talk about, you know, how do I start groups? How do I find a group? You know, and by the way, the things I'm saying, you have to understand. I'm saying from a position of leading a group. Please turn that around if you are in the position of finding a group. Okay, think about the things that I'm saying. When you're talking to the people that are doing the intake, okay, shut up. Listen. You're not there to impress anybody. They're not looking for you to impress them. Okay? They're looking for somebody that will listen. They're looking for somebody that will work as a team. They're looking for somebody that their heart is in the right place. Believe me. I know. I'm sure that there are groups out there that have some harebrained ideas on how to run it, and they're looking for all gung-ho people. You know, live by the sword, die by the sword, is all I can say. That's not a bright move. Not a bright move. And I would highly suggest against you trying to join up with a group that thinks they're going to take on the Airborne Rangers. Probably not going to happen so easily anyway. But I want you guys to know these things because again, I've seen the conversations about, you know, how to find groups, how to start groups and stuff like that. But I got to thinking about it, and a lot of these things I just kind of do automatically. It's habit now. It comes to be natural because I've done it for so long. But you know, a lot of folks that are new or newer to this may not think of these things. Okay, don't OPSEC yourself. I know it's exciting to get new members. Try not to be so excited to add numbers. The numbers are not important. The quality is what you need, not numbers. Most important thing you need to know. It's the quality that matters, not numbers. Okay? Don't OPSEC your team. Not as a whole or not individually. Very important. Very, very important. I know, again, as somebody that does intake, because I do all my own intake. I know somebody that does intake. As somebody that does intake, I might lead you down such a crazy, screwed up, false path that's unreal. I'm just trying to find out what you're made of. I'm trying to find out if what you're going to do is stick your chest up and, oh, I know. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that I've run into that do that. Have all the answers. Researched very little, but have all the answers. And I say research very little because guess what? 99.9% of us have never lived the lifestyle that we are going to be living. So to say experienced it, bullshit. Not unless you're an immigrant. Not unless you're an immigrant. Or you time traveled from, say, the Great Depression or, But since that stuff is pretty unlikely. But, this is important stuff. Again, I think we are edging closer and closer to these times. I look around and it's insane. It's insane. I'm surprised we don't have news yet coming from Iran-ish, I should say Persian Gulf, when it comes to that ship that was released by Gibraltar. I'm really shocked we don't have news yet coming in that the United States seized that tanker. Our government is hell-bent on going to war with Iran. That is not going to work out well. And like I've said many, many times in the past, if we think that World War III is merely going to be fought elsewhere like the others were, with the exception of Pearl Harbor, got another thing coming. Got another thing coming. Logistics are not near as much of a problem today as they were back then. So anyway, just think about what I'm saying. Just let it roll around that head a little bit. Sleep on it for about a month. And think about what I'm saying. Don't be too excited. Don't be too excited. That'll cause you to fail. Last thing I want to see. I want to see strong groups. I don't want to see warring groups. I don't want to see all these groups of people out there battling for who's king. Not what it's about. It's about survival. About survival. When you humble yourself and understand that it's about trying to take care of people, trying to survive, helping where you can. Not about playing Rambo. Unfortunately, at times, you'll have to be prepared to do so. Just part of it. So, again, don't upset yourself. Don't get too excited. But do as much as you can to get moving on it. Whether that means you starting a group of your own, or trying to find a group, or at least trying to get in contact with a group. Okay? You might be able to find a group, that, they may not be right next door, right? But they may work with you. They may come and speak with you, for instance. They may be interested in linking up with you as far as on a communications basis. And when something goes down, they may be willing to check on you or come get you. The reason why I'm giving this recommendation, because we've got a few. So trust me on that. Trust me on that. If you run into a group and they're all pompous and Rambo types, you need to step away. Step away from them. But if you run across a group and they're humble, good, kind, decent people, work with them. Work with them. But remember the advice they gave you. They're not looking for somebody that's got all the answers. They're not looking for badasses. Okay? They're looking for good people. That's it. Good people. People that have their heart in the right place. because they have to think about going forward and what type of people they would like to see going forward. And if you think that anybody in any of these quality groups is looking for pompous jackasses to move forward, don't think so. Don't think so. Oh, you might find one or two here or there. Probably not going to last that long. They're going to be the ones that run out playing Rambo. Not a good plan. Anyway, let me go ahead and get to the headlines. We've got like 10 minutes for what I normally use for the monologue and quite a few headlines. So probably be going a little bit over. Had to have that contractual drink of coffee. I know it's in the contract somewhere. I probably even highlighted it. Okay, going to start out. I didn't put a whole lot out on Saturday. Pentagon to name new facility after Curtis bombs away LeMay. And that was the only one from Saturday. Sunday, workers had 3 options: attend Trump's speech, use paid time off, or receive no pay. This is one of the stories that garnered a lot of hate. Good. I don't care. I don't care. It's not fake news. It's not. This ain't the first time I've heard this. This happened when Obama was at the helm too, and he was doing campaign stuff. It's nothing new. Nothing new. It's the way they operate. Okay? But it does need to get exposed, regardless if it's Obama, Trump, whoever. You know, this needs to stop. We're not North Korea. We're not socialist China. Okay? Needs to stop. Nobody, and I mean nobody, should be forced to support somebody else. Ridiculous. I mean, that is true socialist stuff right there, is it not? Demanding, and I know this ain't going to sit well with folks, demanding people stand for the flag, that's some socialist stuff right there. Okay? That's some socialist stuff. As in, like, communist, China, socialist stuff. You have to accept that, right? Maybe folks would be more willing to stand for the flag when they can see a little more value, a little more hope in their country. Okay, but we're falling way behind in all areas, whether it be medical, whether it be education, whatever the case may be. We're falling behind at an alarming rate. There is a problem. There's a problem. Again, she's not going to be flipping her flag around anytime soon. It's going to be upside down. There is a problem. We are in distress. Period. Exclamation mark. You don't have to like it, but it's time people accept it so that we can fix it. You know, the whole thing, denial's the first step. It is. It is. Let's see. U.S. budget provided funds for medium short-range missiles a year before it left INF, says Shoigu. I'll imagine that. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. I was born at night, but not last night. Gibraltar rejects last-minute U.S. demand to seize Iranian tanker. Flat Earther's steamy homemade rocket is set to launch him from California desert, and I think that was supposed to happen Saturday. I don't know if it did or not, to be honest. It's round, dude. 63 killed, scored injured as blast rocks Afghan wedding hall in Kabul. And these, like I say, these are from yesterday, so... China and North Korea to boost military ties and provide security in Asia-Pacific amid tensions with U.S. Probably an important headline to pay attention to. Let's see. We are moving into a new controlled society worse than old totalitarianism, says Zizek on Google Leak. Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I'm going to try my hardest not to forget to play a video from PragerU that I think was released today, either today or yesterday, explaining their lawsuit against YouTube in detail. Absolutely incredible video. So I'm going to do my best not to forget to play that today. Epstein's lawyers unsatisfied with suicide ruling promise own independent probe. You think? Hey, at least he didn't shoot himself in the head with a nail gun 14 times, right? I mean, they didn't make it that obvious, but still. Hard Brexit will hit UK with food, fuel, and medicine shortages, leaked government document warns. American and British naval presence in Gulf brings insecurity, says the Iranian commander. Let's see. Trump rages over poll numbers and coverage of his racism after ratings plummet. Now, this is another one of the articles that people aren't real pleased about. Hey, it's a Fox News poll, right? A Fox News poll, which, polls are targeted, right? They target audiences for polls. That's how they get the numbers they want. So, if they have a targeted poll, right, and his numbers are falling, you know what that really means? Hey, they're doing to themselves what the Democrats did to themselves. Okay? They're pompous. They're overbearing. They're full of themselves. Absolutely full of themselves. There are many people out there that aren't buying the lies. They know the economy's worse than what it was. They know that the numbers, whether it be the economic numbers or the unemployment numbers, they know they're a joke. I've asked this a million times. I'll ask it 1,000,001. Show me one president in the history of this country that has said, my economy is crap and there are less jobs. Show me one time in history where a president has said, my economy is crap and I have less jobs available. One time. You can't do it. Now, I have to ask this. If you look back over history, has there ever been rises and drops in unemployment? Of course there has. Have we had better and worse times with the economy? Absolutely. So, somebody's lying. All of them. Our national debt is higher than it has ever been. In fact, this past year, we spent more than ever in the history of this nation. So you tell me, how in the hell is the economy better, Mr. Trump? Liar. Like the rest of them. And people know it. Not the Trumpsters that all they can see is Trump. But everybody else. They know it. They're onto it. And since Mr. Red Flag Law has been a traitor to his base, which again, if all you can see is Trump, you won't see it. But everybody else does. Red flag laws, bump stock bans, didn't get rid of Obamacare. He's crumbled on the wall several times. And 2 years, Red Team had complete control. Don't blame the entire failure on John McCain. Give me a break. It's a shit show. Dog and pony. Rope-a-dope. It's a joke. It's a joke. But hey, they get people to that ballot box every 2 and 4 years. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, I got a lot of hate over that. Let's see. Is China hoarding food, gold, and other commodities in anticipation of a global collapse? Yeah. So is Russia and many other countries. Again, yes, these other countries have propaganda and lots of it, okay? But I guarantee you, The most propagandized country today, right now, right this moment, is the United States of America. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. And it's both sides. Whether you vote for blue team, whether you vote for red team, both are just as propagandized as the other. Absolutely. We're in trouble. We're in trouble not only as a nation, but globally. Which I still don't understand because I don't get who we owe money to. Jupiter, Neptune, help me out here. Oh, international banks. International banks. Drone, please. I mean, seriously, that's how I would handle it. That's how I would handle it, along with the Federal Reserve. Goodbye. I mean, it makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. Dog and pony show, folks. Dog and pony show. 2 in custody after entering Kansas City, Missouri, that is, Walmart with guns. Now, they have been released. Once again, I was yelling, wait a minute. It's legal. They just expanded their laws in Missouri. Legal. So, they were released. So, and they weren't charged. This is crazy. And like I've told people, we have to be very loud against this because they're trying to set a precedent. They're trying to set a precedent. And if they're allowed to set that precedent, you won't be able to walk down the street and be safe if you carry a firearm, legally carry a firearm, because somebody might see it and freak out and call the cops. Next thing you know, you're sitting in jail for merely participating in a constitutionally protected right. So thank God. I don't know if the police department had an onslaught of calls or what happened, but these gentlemen were released. Let's see. U.S. will not do business with Huawei, says Trump. Iran to establish ferry link to Russia's Dagestan across Caspian Sea. Pigs' hearts could be transplanted into humans within 3 years. Russian tank sets speed record at International Army Games 2019 near Moscow. Go Ruskies. Most Germans won't feel unsafe if U.S. troops leave, have little faith in their own army, says a poll. Crazy. Racism witch hunt. Trump rips into New York Times leak scandal, calling it evil propaganda machine. Fake news. It's fake news, I tell you. A bright teen slaughters his family of 5 with axe to spare them the upset of his suicide. Yeah, I kid you not. That's in Russia, by the way. That happened in Russia. Absolutely horrifying story, really. Apparently, the young man suffered from schizophrenia. Let's see. Many of UK's elderly endure severe poverty. Time to raise pension age to 75, says Tory think tank. Yeah. So, like the elderly, right? They're more and more of the elderly are living in poverty. So, how are we going to help? We're going to help by raising the pension age. That would be like equivalent to raising the age to qualify for Social Security here in the United States. Yeah. So let me put this in U.S. terms, okay? More and more elderly in the United States, okay, are in poverty. So they're going to fix the problem by raising the age that you can, that you can claim Social Security. That'll do it. That'll do it. I mean, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it is that insane. Okay, Iranian tanker leaves Gibraltar despite U.S. demands to seize it. Prevent anything going in. Report claims Trump repeatedly considered Venezuela blockade. Okay, now we're from this morning. Video of Prince Andrew staying in Epstein's sex mansion forces palace into damage control. I mean, this is mind-blowing to me. Why? Why are they protecting this stuff? Why is the Catholic churches protecting all of the pedophile priests? Why? There's more to it, folks, and that's why they're protecting it. It's ongoing. All of this stuff isn't just stuff from the past and, oh, well, it already happened, we'll just try to sweep it. No, it is ongoing. They're trying to keep it ongoing. But I think it's fallen apart. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Protesters set fire to town hall amid chaos in Indonesia's West Papua. And I don't know how that's pronounced. I'm going to say Papa. I seen this headline and I'm like, oh, somebody figured it out. They're not burning down Little Caesars, right? 7-Eleven's, still pumping gas. They figured it out. They went after town hall. That's what I've been saying, folks. I mean, seriously, we've got to pull our heads out of our asses here. Let's see. Iran warns U.S. against re-impounding tanker freed by Gibraltar as it sails to Greece. That's where the conversation ends. Danish PM rebuffs Trump's idea of buying Greenland. I guess Trump's just so certain that he can just buy Greenland. Because there's been a back and forth going on there, and it's stupid. U.S. plans to send nuclear reactors to space. Beijing warns U.S. of consequences if it sells F-16 fighter jets to Taiwan. One-hit wonder, revolutionary CRISPR machine can edit hundreds of genes at once. Pretty incredible technology there. U.S. ban on technology and equipment sales to Huawei pushed back by 90 days. Okay? So even this, we're seeing some leeway here. Some leeway. And the only reason I'm pointing that out is because your liar-in-chief, oh, I'm not going to deal with Huawei. We're not going to make any deals with Huawei. Okay? But that's not what's really going on. Okay? He's saying one thing, but something totally different is actually happening. Okay? And it's not, I'm not picking on, they all do this. They all do this. And no, we should not accept it. Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple to testify in Washington against French digital tax. Watch Swiss fighter jets shadow Russian government plane as act of hospitality. Let's see. Texas cops who led black man by rope from horseback won't face criminal charges. Good. You guys have been around here long enough to know that if there's any cause whatsoever, any cause, I will call out law enforcement. You know that if there is any cause at all to call out racism, I will call it out. What the hell were these cops supposed to do? I get why they put him on a rope. They handcuffed him and they put him on a rope. And it wasn't to treat him like a slave. It was because they were on horses. What were they supposed to do? Put the guy on back of the horse? Common sense goes a long way. U.S. test cruise missile banned by expired INF treaty. St. Pete firefighter suing city after being denied cancer benefits. Yeah, and I read the article and said this is a bunch of horse crap. A bunch of horse crap. It's getting old. It's getting old. It doesn't matter what you and I do. It doesn't matter the sacrifices we make. These politicians do not care about you. None of them. None of them. They only care about who you're going to vote for. That's where the care ends. Now, they may be doing little bitty things here and there for people to get that vote. But believe me, they're not going above and beyond. 5 years after killing Eric Garner, NYPD fires Officer Daniel Pantaleo. And I don't know if I said that right or not. Finally, 5 years later, finally. Right? That whole situation was even illegal. The chokehold he used was prohibited. Prohibited. Shouldn't have taken 5 years with immense pressure. Trump says Google should be sued for manipulating millions of votes in Clinton's favor in 2016. Oh, did Google hack the voting machines? This is as stupid as what the Democrats were saying, that the Russians hacked this is just as stupid. Just as stupid. You know, yeah, I do 100% agree that Google is manipulating search results and stuff like that. No doubt in that. No doubt in that. But how many people do you really think are going by that when they go cast their ballot? Let's be realistic here. You've probably got half of the people right off the top that are voting for a color. They could care less. They're voting for the color. That's at least half of the people, if not more. Unbelievable. U.S. Attorney General appoints Kathleen Hawk Sawyer new head of prisons following Epstein's death. A massive Google outage reported across the United States. Facebook removes 5 China-based accounts allegedly focusing on Hong Kong protests, I believe is what it's talking about. Macron lectures Putin on right to protest amid own crackdown on yellow vest. How do you like that? I mean, the United States does the same thing. The same very thing. Cracks down like you wouldn't believe on their protesters, but then wants to lecture other countries about their protesters. Now, I've called that one out for a very, very long time as well. Very long time. But anyway, that's what I have for you. Wow. Got a little time in the monologue today. That's what I have for you. Let me go ahead and wrap up the monologue and continue on with the rest of the show. Let's see here. If you're here for the live show, stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be live till 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're just here for the monologue or you're watching the recording thereof, thank you very much as always. God bless you. We love you and be one with your spirit.